Thái Độ ạ.
We are group 9 and today we bring you a presentation with a common context is money. And now we no more waiting. We are now start on our presentation. Okay, and so money is a common thing to our life. We can live without money, that's for sure. We can't buy anything. That means we can live in our life, and that we can not survive. So the first thing I want to say here in this project is
quay ở dưới này thì không thể nghe thấy cái gì ở trên cái bảng ấy.
now we're going to outline the presentation. First, we're going to talk about definitions of money. The second, we want to show you the money's role in the society. Thirdly, we want to talk about the bad effects of money. And finally, now to start our presentation, I want you to look at the screen and watch the short videos that we have prepared.
What is your answer the question?
Ủa loa.
Ra nói cái gì đấy? Chiều ấy đi 2 điểm sau. Đây. 2 điểm sau.
Thì tất cả phải tạo hình đúng không? Rồi không?
Cái vùng tàu thế nào?
Ai mà lo của tao lên cũng được mà, bắt Bluetooth.
And before we end our presentations, we want to bring you some conclusions. First, in life, we all have the need for happiness through the money. But don't let money get us into a life spiral that to mistakenly think that it's all. We sure need money that can be denied, but we also need other things to be happiness.
First, we have a few questions for all of you. What kind of music do you prefer? I want to ask Chang, please. Kiều Trang.
Nó đang quay mà.
Quay mà. Kiều Trang là con kia làm gì nữa? Nhận ra Kiều Trang không? Đứng dậy cái nhìn đâu?
Famous students you know.
PZK.
In the world or in Vietnam?
PZK on the mic.
Yes. So to ATP.
PZK.
Snoop Dogg. Taylor
PZK.
Swift. Yes.
Wait.
Maybe me in the future.
Some poets. Like this.
Thương hiệu lại là cái presentation.
See you again.
Why you like?
Because I like watch Fast and Furious film.
Do you have like a taste in music? My foot. Everyone must guess our topic is music and creating.
In their daily life. We also have a few favorite singers like Taylor Swift. Justin Bieber. Or bands like Big Bang or BTS. And they often have a similar taste in music as their friends. So music plays an important role in today's life.
Đến music là đang có Hải Vang bọn năm ngoái là làm về music của mình hay phanh
associated more with anti-social behavior, musical genre, associated with later developing in a variety of jazz, pop.
Sometimes it can be a way to overcome your problems, but it's not the best way for you to for your depressed feeling. So choosing a book or TV maybe make you less depression than choosing music. Why is that? So how can music make us depressed? Any idea? Yes, your answer is right. Well, a study in University of Pittsburgh research found that teens who listen to music more often have a higher level of depression. If you know anyone who listens to music 5 to 6 hours a day, you should tell their parent, teacher, or doctor about their concern. Other than just being in the better school can be great way to make learning music instead of learning parents of the university to engage in activity. Enjoy the school. They can be enjoyed or learning how to play you can learn how
Biết anh em sinh
I'll send this in the comment. If you have any questions, you should ask now.
cứ về cho các em xem.
Any questions?
Xong rồi á?
Đỉnh cao 10 điểm nói chung.
Đỉnh cao.
Thank you for listening. So, have you finished?
Nó rap được là nhanh.
So, Vivian, you can show. Yeah.
Luôn đi.
Asking is the last.
For listening rất nặng.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
Nhanh rồi.
Yes, you can name the song. So, try to keep you and try to have a try.
Đoán tên bài hát.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Đoán tên bài hát. Bài em chưa thấy đâu.
Em ở bên sâu.
Đoán tên bài hát. Bài em chưa thấy đâu.
Em ở bên sâu. Đang có Hải Vang bọn năm ngoái là làm về music và được Hải Vang
Sometimes it can be a way to overcome a problem, but it's not the best way for you to impress feeling. So choosing a book or TV maybe make you less depression than choosing music. Why is that? So how can music make us depressed? Any idea? Yes, your answer is right. Well, a study in often have high level of depression. If you know anyone who listen to music, try to 6 hours a day, you should tell their parent, teacher, or doctor about their concern.
Cà phê.
Being innovative can be great way finding music instead of consuming it. Parents of the university to engage in speaking activity. Enjoying the food and can be enjoyed of learning how to play
Of course, I feel finding fun.
Thank you. And now, anyone needs some benefits I'll send this in the content. If you have any questions, you should ask now. Anyone have any questions?
Xong rồi á?
Đỉnh cao, 10 điểm, nói chung. Đỉnh cao.
Before listening, so have you finished?
Nó rap được bên cạnh.
So Yên, you can show. Yeah.
Luôn đi.
Asking is a last.
For listening rất nặng.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you.
Guessing the name of the song. So try to keep you and try to have a cry.
Đoán tên bài hát.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Đoán tên bài hát. Mãi anh chưa thấy đâu.
Em ở sâu.
Phải là
Okay, thank you.
Trend is good.
According to us, when something is good, but something is bad, it's really good if you apply it effectively and remake or do the trends with your best selection, and it's bad when you like on the dark side we say, and there are some trends it's really dangerous, and it's affects with your brain, and will make the next generation be go down. Make the next generation go down.
How can we know? How can we know that the trend, this trend is good and that trend is bad? How can we know?
To know how a trend is good or bad, you can see in the social network with lots of people comment for this trend, and every trend, every or some good trend is mentioned in lots of newspaper or TikTok or some social network, and that's the good trend. And a bad trend is a bad trend. You should know that a bad trend is a trend your parent or You can see it in the TV. They wanted not to remake that.
Yes, I see, but I see that nowadays teenagers use some trends that are not good. They know that it is not good, but they still use the trend. So how to stop that? Because I see many of you are using the bad trend, although you know that. So how? You know that it is not a good trend, but you still use it.
How to stop that?
Yes.
Give you a minute.
Yes.
Teenagers, you can't stop. Yeah. But we should change this progressively by anyway. Example.
I think the easy way to report all the trend.
And the government is
So I think for example in a class when I see that you are using a bad trend, I will punish you. Punish?
okay,
Do you agree?
by teachers in the school.
Yes. In a class, the teachers can punish if the students use the bad trend.
You will be educated, and because now we very powerful, and so can stop right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Today we are going to talk about a topic that you might have known about it, and this affected our life a lot. And we are group 6. Our members are here. Okay, so the first part. Okay, so this is the outline. First, we're gonna find out the definition, and we're gonna talk about what is COVID-19 and the origins of it. And the second part is how is it transmitted through the community. And we're gonna, in this part, we're gonna find out the symptoms of COVID-19 and how can you got the virus. And the next part are the impact and some disadvantages and advantages, solution, and the final part is a summary. We're going to talk about the target, what we aim for in 2021 or maybe in the near future. Okay, so the first part. Go.
Firstly, we are going to our definition. What is COVID-19? COVID-19 is a infectious disease caused by the virus known as SARS-CoV-2 or coronavirus. This virus can cause fever, cough, tiring, breathing difficulty, and loss of smell and tasting. Longer-term damage to organs in testicle and lung and cause great risk of case and death. What about origin of the coronavirus? The virus spread in Wuhan is the origin as you know. According to Wikimedia, the oldest common ancestor of coronavirus has been dated as far back as the 9th century BC. Some studies published in 1990 specify the most recent common ancestor as follows: beta coronavirus, 3,300 BC, alpha coronavirus, 2,400 BC. The first case in Wuhan, China, was definition in December 2019. It has spread all over the world, leading to an ongoing pandemic. Now, let's move it to how is it transmitted. So, first, the symptoms of the COVID-19. There are some common symptoms. You can have fever with the body temperature, the can disease 37.3 Celsius degree. During the time you get high fever, you will feel tired without any energy to perform normal tests, such as brushing your teeth, studying, or even walking. When coughing, you can feel dryness outside throat and irritation and constant. Causing without expiring on mucus. So now we come to the next point with the emergency warning sign. This is important if you have any disease. You should quickly go to hospital for a test. Lift a face secondary turning push. Pressure in the chest. Confusion or inability to wake up. Difficulty or trouble when breathing. Besides the cases happen above, the symptoms they are asymptomatic. People who does not develop symptoms, the cells can still catch the disease from an infected person who only has easy pulse and does not feel ill.
Okay, so to begin with how to get the virus, let's watch a short video.
It's a video diary of one nurse's valiant battle with COVID-19.
I am resting comfortably in my bed. Today is not a day.
Pamela Orlando was a devoted nurse at the Valley Hospital in Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Hello all.
She started her video diary at home when she fell ill, wanting to keep an accurate record.
I'm not going to the ER, I'm going to manage my symptoms at home.
But those symptoms got worse.
Back pain, fever that won't break. Day 3 of this wonderful virus.
When she was finally taken to the hospital, the same hospital where she worked, 56-year-old Pamela bravely kept up her diary.
I can't even move without being short of breath.
For the next 3 weeks, she kept up the recordings, struggling as the virus took its toll.
I feel horrible. I'm like so bad, like almost like I'm not gonna make it. Please God. Oh.
And she continued recording the videos when she reached the point where she could no longer speak. She died 2 hours after her sons Reed and Ryan visited her for one final farewell.
Okay.
Oh,
So you just watched a video about a victim of the COVID-19. So you can see how she struggled with it, and it slowly killed her from the inside. So we can see this is a very dangerous virus. So let's find out how do you get the virus, and a person can get COVID-19 if COVID-19. We know that COVID-19 spread from person to person, mainly through the respiratory route after an infected person coughs, sneezes, talks, or breathes, and even small droplets land on the surfaces, which means any person that touches these surfaces, and then the eye, nose, or mouth can become infected. Okay, so I know that when we cough or sneeze, we're gonna cover our mouth with our hand, but we use our hand to touch everything, so it doesn't make sense. So the right way is we should cover our mouth with the elbow. Okay, so let's move to the next part. So this is a short video about how it's transmitted. Okay, so the positive thing of this virus is a searching point that about 80% of people recover from this disease without any special treatment. So this means we are still a young generation. We still healthy, and we don't really need to care or to worry when we caught this virus, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be careful. And yeah, so yeah.
This leads to part 3, the impact of COVID-19. We are going to talk about some numbers and data on the spread of COVID-19. One on economy. The global economy is negatively affected affected by the pandemic, many companies' shops have been closed, which means that a lot of people have lost their job. According to BBC News, 10 million people are at risk of falling into extreme poverty. Even the US, the lagging economy, the unemployment rate rose quickly to 14.7% in April 2020. It also affected to gender equality from Spain to Poland. Reported domestic violence cases are up by over 13%, and the number of femicide has more than doubled in the UK. Domestic violence has raised a rate many people are no longer able to take care of their family, which leads to a stressful and depressing lot of work since the pandemic occurs. As you can see here, they are the country with the highest amount of confirmed cases over time. United States, India, Brazil, and origin in China. So we have this video about how scale has risen since 2019. Agriculture, yes, the total death rate from COVID-19 as of January 2021 is 2 million people. There are more than 19 million confirmed cases in the US and 2,500 cases in Vietnam. Even though it has many negative effects to all of us, but we can ask the question: is there any direct side of COVID-19? Yes. If we can consider it positively, we can see many positive because we have 6 weeks with social gathering and entertainment. Okay, going to the theater, birthday, cinema, with bar, sports club, gym, music festival, concert, and what's more. Suddenly, all us is cancelled from forbidden, giving us significant amount of extra life as still lives go on.
Đi.
The virus caused a shutdown, dramatic decrease of industrial activity. Factories are closed or operate far below the capacity. Road traffic has reduced radically and air traffic collapsed. While this may be bad news for most people, and especially the working in the affected industry, this is also new for our planet. It's great for us new good habits such as wearing face masks in public, washing your hands regularly. People all over the world are become more and more united. In Vietnam, people strictly obey government orders such as
staying at home, wearing masks in public. The Vietnamese government has been acclaimed in many newspapers for the quick response, intelligence, and assertiveness. The national solidarity has been enhanced even more through people donation activity. Ride ATM was invented to provide free rides for people out of work, which shows that nobody is left behind during this pandemic. The Vietnamese call is this protected trade.
So what to do during this pandemic? Frequent hand washing is a basic and necessary habit during a pandemic. There are 7 steps of hand washing steps. Step 1, wet hand. Wet your hand and apply enough liquid soap to create a liquid laser. The temperature of the water should be between 35 Celsius degree and 45 Celsius degree. Step 2, rub palm together. Rub your hand palm to palm in circular motion. Rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise. Step 3, rub the back of hand with your finger through the other hand. Use your right hand to rub the back of your left hand, then swap. Step 4, interlink your finger. Link your finger together facing each other in the clasped hand. Then rub 4 palm and finger together. Step 5, cup your finger together with your right hand over your left hand, and with your finger interlock the back of thumb against your palm, then swap. Step 6, clean your thumb and close your right hand around your left thumb and rub as you rotate it, then swap it. Step 7, wrap palm with your finger. Rub your finger over your left palm in a circular motion. It's important to stay at least 2 meters away from others as possible, even if you and they don't have any symptoms. Social distance is especially important for people who are at higher risk for self-illness from COVID-19. Keep a less distance of 1 meter between yourself and other people. For the adult, try not to come in contact with the elderly, as they are the most vulnerable to this virus. Perform social quarantine. We can study with Zoom. With Zoom. And we can stay at home. Doing exercise regularly.
some project easy. Clean your hand often. Constantly in your pain elbow, not your hand, not your hand. Avoid touching your eye, nose, and mouth. Limit social gathering and time spent in crowd place. Clean and disinfect frequent touch object and surface. Thank you. And yo.
Okay, so the final part, we're gonna sum everything up, and the big question here, what are we aiming for in 2021? I know that COVID-19 gives the world a lot of healthy consequences, but also some complicated things, and we should learn to accept and to adapt a new life in the pandemic. So in 2021, or maybe in the near future, we need to grow more vaccine and some new medical solution and give it to everyone, so that and some medical items like masks, ventilators need to bring for the poor countries. This also push up the solidarity for the other countries, and I believe that one day the world will get back to normal and we're gonna live in a peaceful society again without the pandemic, and people will live in a peaceful, and we have stayed here, we have achieved a lot, but we still have much further to go. And on the last slide, we want to say thank you to the efforts of all the doctors at the front lines of battling novel coronavirus disease, and we want to say thank you for the sacrifice they have made, and every day, especially during this pandemic, so that we can be here at school, sit here and listening to our presentation. And our presentation is now over. Thank you for listening.